puzzling over Parodius, perplexed by Prince of Persia, or even perturbed by Pit Fighter? Later in the show, our special mystery superhero Cheat Boy will be revealing all.
Who was that handsome man? You might want to video this week's programme for future reference. We'll also be looking at what could be the most exciting development in the history of television. Three-dimensional pictures that you can see without wearing special glasses.
Our main review this week is Killer Instinct on the SNES.
And Violet reports from California on a new 3D sound system that will help blind people find their way around strange places.
Despite being a top NBA jammer, I'm having real problems with one of my bumbling players. This is a job for Cheat Boy.
Fear not, oh Sonia. Fresh-faced young Cheat Boy is here to solve all your gaming catastrophes.
NBA Tournament Edition on the SNES, eh? Simple. This cheat will give you an extra special super secret player to help you dribble and get to the finals. On the initial screen, hold down Start, highlight R and press B, highlight O and press A, highlight Y and release Start and press A. You'll now be able to dribble like a demon with Royal Rumbler, His Royal Highness Prince Charles.
Can you help us out with some more?
Do I have the physique of an anorexic pipe cleaner? Lead me to him.
Right, Nadia, what seems to be your problem?
I can't complete Daytona USA. I need faster cars.
Have no fear, young lady. Cheat Boy will save the day. With this cheat, you'll be able to choose from the fastest cars in the game without completing any of the tracks in first place. Oh, yes. On the title screen, hold down up left and A, B, X and Z together. You may need two hands for this one. Then press Start, then select Saturn mode and select a track. You should now be able to choose from any of the fastest cars or even be a horse.
Gee, thanks, Cheat Boy.
All in a day's work for Cheat Boy, Nadia.
Greg, what's your problem?
I'm always running out of ammunition in Earthworm Jim on the Mega Drive.
Then take heed, young'un. For Cheat Boy will say this only once. This cheat will enable you to pause the game at any time and reload your gun, if I may. Pause the game and press A, B, 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 C, A, C, C. And when you unpause the game, your gun will reload with 1,000 bullets.
Thanks, Cheat Boy.
No trouble at all, young man. No trouble at all.
It looks like a bit of superhero help is needed over here, Cheat Boy. Matthew's having problems with Theme Park on the Amiga.
Theme Park? Why, that's the easiest of the lot. Enter your nickname as Mike when you start the game. Now, when you're playing, you can boost your money by pressing C. Z gives you all the rides, and I, all the shops.
Thank you, Cheat Boy.
No trouble at all, my boy, no trouble at all.
That's brilliant. Hang on, I recognise that cheesy grin. You're not Gaines Buster Extraordinaire Cheat Boy at all. You're mild-mannered presenter Andy Crane.
Oh, rats! The game's up. What gave me away, son?
The underpants, Andy.
Oh.
Those cheats and loads more are available on our worldwide web pages. Now, our main review this week is the arcade sensation Killer Instinct on the SNES. As well as special moves and ultimate moves, you can pull off multi-hit combos which throw your opponent arcing across the rooftops. There are 10 characters to choose from, plus at least one secret fighter, idol. There's even the option to choose the colour of your character's outfit. What more could you want? Here's Adam.
It's another game entering a very crowded beat-em-up market. It's going to find it hard to compete, especially with a £60 price tag. One original feature that this game has is a practice mode where you get another character who doesn't fight back or lose any energy to beat upon and practice special moves on for as long as you want. Unlike a lot of other fighting games, this one doesn't work on a round system. You have to take 2 energy bars away from your opponent. You can string together a number of moves in a combination, which is very frustrating if you're having it done to you, because you need a special move to be able to stop it. Similar to Mortal Kombat, each character has their own special finishing move. This is full gauze. This is a better game to watch than to play. At £60, I'd rather get one of the Street Fighter games.
Don't expect arcade quality effects in this version, but overall it's a good beat-em-up.
It's not exactly groundbreaking stuff, but it's still a good game to play.
And the scores for Killer Instinct. The boys gave it a we've seen it all before 3, but the girls were slightly more impressed and managed 4.
Hi, I'm in Santa Barbara this week, which is right in the middle of the West Coast surf scene. And this is Danielle, who's offered to show me around town. Danielle's 13, and she likes doing the same things as all her friends.
So, what have we got here? Bikinis.
Danielle is also visually impaired. She can make out shapes, but everything is a bit blurred. Although most of the time she doesn't let it stop her doing the things she enjoys, there are occasions when it can be a problem. If she goes to a completely new city, she has no way of finding her way around. Ordinary maps are useless. But just up the road at the University of California, they're working on a system that might change all that. The Professor of Geography has a personal interest in the project.
Suddenly, disastrously, overnight, I lost my sight. Without any warning, I didn't know what to do about it. Jack Loomis came in with an idea of using satellites to locate us using something called a global positioning system.
Jack Loomis is the Professor of Psychology, and he teamed up with Professor Gollidge to develop the idea. They knew that the global positioning satellites could transmit a signal to a handheld receiver like this, which would identify your location and display it as a map reference. When you switch the receiver on, it immediately starts searching for satellites up in space, and as soon as it's locked on to 3 or more satellites, it can calculate its position to an accuracy of between 10 and 30 metres. Now that's pretty amazing, but to a blind person it's completely useless. I mean, there's a big difference between standing here and standing 10 metres away over there. At the university, they've got round this problem by putting in a ground station. It can correct for errors, making the system accurate to within a metre. Which means if you superimpose the GPS information over a map of the university, you can actually track my position as I walk around. The problem was how to take the GPS information and turn it from a visual map into something a blind person can use. Now, blind people normally rely mainly on what they can hear, so Jack thought, wouldn't it be a great idea if all the buildings and places around about could talk to you? I'm the bank.
I'm the gas station.
I'm the mailbox.
So, if, for example, a snack bar could tell you where it was, and it sounded like it was coming from that direction,
I'm the snack bar.
then a blind person could use that information to work out exactly where they were and how they could get to wherever they wanted to go to.
I'm still the snack bar.
I hear lunch calling. So, after all their hard research, here it is, the prototype Personal Guidance System, or PGS for short. And Jerry Teets, the chief technician on the project, has been giving Danielle a few lessons on how it works. So, Jerry, how does it work?
Well, this is the antenna that picks up the signals from the satellites overhead, and this is the satellite receiver. On the other side is an antenna which picks up the correction signals from our base station. And then this is a speech synthesizer which causes the buildings to speak their names. Like the library would say library over and over. On top of the earphones is a compass so that the computer can tell which direction the person's head is pointing, so that the sound of the buildings appears to come from the correct directions, even though the person turns the head.
The prototype is ridiculously large and cumbersome, but they hope the finished one will be about the size of a Walkman. OK, time for Danielle to put the personal guidance system through its paces.
Chemistry. Point 1. Physics.
Danielle's hearing two different sets of information. She can hear the buildings calling out to her.
Chemistry.
So she can work out where she is.
Chemistry.
That should be the chemistry building over there.
Chemistry.
And she can also hear a series of points being called out, which are guiding her to where she's arranged to meet some friends.
Point 1.
That's point 1 calling to her, and it's straight ahead.
Point 1.
When she gets to point 1, then the voice switches to point 2.
Switching. Point 2. Physics. Point 2. Physics. Point 2.
OK, so it may be clumsy and uncomfortable, and it'll never replace a guide dog or cane. But once it's down to the size of a Walkman, it does mean that people like Danielle will no longer be dependent on clumsy friends like me whenever they go to a new place.
The personal guidance system is still at the development stage, and the plan is to create audio maps for cities all over the world.
Time now for this week's news and previews.